In 2002, public outrage led to the creation of the Corruption Eradication Commission, or KPK, which rapidly became the most trusted institution in Indonesia. And one of the only hopes for protecting the forests that remain.
We're having this interview in October of 2014. And just a few days ago, your investigators arrested the governor of Riau.
Yeah.
For taking bribes from a very important palm oil industrialist.
Yeah. Not only that case, in Rio, this is 3 times the governor have the problem faced to the KPK. Not only one. Already 3 governors caught by the KPK.
I see.
All relating about the forestry. There is many who against the law of the forestry. If you want to have license for using the forest, you bribe to have the forest license.
I have been told the Indonesian parliament is also quite corrupt.
Yeah. In KPK, more than 75 members of the parliament as a suspect. All of the corruptors is the high-ranking official. They have much money. This is the problem of the greedy, and this is the systemic problem.
Do you think that it will be necessary to prosecute extremely politically powerful people?
Yes.
From very powerful families?
Yes.
Shortly after this interview, the president of Indonesia nominated a corrupt general to head the already highly corrupt national police. The KPK protested, forcing President Joko to withdraw the nomination. But the national police retaliated by arresting Bambang Wijojanto and KPK chairman Abraham Samad on fabricated charges. As we finish this film, their futures and that of Indonesia's forests remain in jeopardy.
How can the global community rule out corruption, arrest this deforestation? It's proving enormously difficult to do.
We do what is called a brand attack. We go after the consumers of the products of that company. Do you know that when you buy this chocolate or this soap or whatever, you are contributing to the destruction of the Sumatran rainforest and are contributing to climate change?
Companies realize that their customers care about forests.
In addition to the products we buy, we can have an enormous impact on deforestation by changing our diet, which would also benefit our health.
When we talk about feeding the world, we have to ask, feeding the world what? If the world wants to eat meat the way we're eating meat now, 9 ounces per person per day, we need 2.3 more worlds just to grow all that grain. China's undergoing a dietary transition right now as they move onto the Western diet and start eating much more meat. Type 2 diabetes used to be called adult onset diabetes, and we had to change that name when it started showing up in children. But in 1980, you could not find a case of this disease in children. People who eat heavily plant-based diets have lower rates of obesity, lower rates of type 2 diabetes, lower rates of cancer.
In a 5-year study of diet and health, scientists found that a Mediterranean diet that reduces consumption of red meat and processed foods reduced strokes, heart attacks, and deaths from heart disease by 30%.
How much longer does someone live if they've had a plant-based diet?
They might